There are desires, silent yearnings that women often keep hidden, tucked away behind layers of societal expectations, cultural norms, and personal insecurities. These desires may not always be spoken aloud, but they live in the hearts and minds of many women, influencing their choices and their actions. These desires are not always the ones people often think of. They go beyond superficial wants and touch the deeper, more emotional aspects of what it means to be human. We live in a world where vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but in truth, it's in the raw, unfiltered moments of our lives that we find our most authentic selves. Women in particular often carry a heavy burden. The world asks them to be everything, to be the nurturing mother, the ambitious career woman, the selfless friend, and the perfect partner. And in this dance, there's often little room for the expression of personal desires that fall outside of what is considered acceptable. The truth is, women have desires that go beyond the confines of what they're told they should want, beyond the role they've been assigned. These desires are unique to every individual, yet they share a common thread. They reflect a longing for something deeper, more intimate, and ultimately, more fulfilling. One of the most profound desires that women secretly harbor is the desire for validation. Now, this is not the kind of validation that comes from external sources, like the praise of a boss or the admiration of friends. It's deeper than that. It's the need to feel seen and appreciated, not just for what they do, but for who they are. Women often find themselves in a constant balancing act, trying to meet the expectations of others, while quietly yearning for acknowledgement of their worth in a world that too often overlooks their contributions. The subtle, yet powerful craving to be validated as an individual, as a person with unique strengths and qualities, is a quiet force that shapes many of their actions. Consider the woman who tirelessly juggles work, home, and family life. She does it all, seemingly without breaking a sweat, but in her heart, she wishes for someone to truly see her, to acknowledge the sacrifices she makes, to recognize the strength she draws from even in moments of exhaustion, to understand the depth of her love and dedication. It's not about needing constant praise, but rather a desire for someone to say, "I see you, I understand you, and I value you." This quiet longing doesn't always make its way into words, but it exists in the soft sighs after a long day, or in the longing glances women sometimes cast toward those who appear to be acknowledged for their work without question. And then there's the desire for freedom, not just physical freedom, but emotional and mental freedom. Women, especially in today's fast-paced, achievement-oriented world, often feel trapped by the expectations placed upon them. From the moment they're young, they are told that they must fit a certain mold, that they must be perfect in ways that society deems important. This desire for freedom is about being able to shed those imposed roles, to walk away from the weight of the world's expectations, and simply be who they truly are. It's a freedom to express themselves without fear of judgment, to love without conditions, and to live without the constant need to prove their worth. This desire is not about rejecting responsibility or running away from commitments. Rather, it's the quiet yearning to take a breath, to step away from the hustle and bustle of life, and to simply exist in a way that feels authentic. It's the longing to be able to wake up every day and make choices based on personal desire, not on external obligations. Many women wish they could just take a break from the constant pressure, from the relentless pursuit of more, and simply be allowed to exist for a while. This freedom also extends to emotional independence. Too often, women are expected to be the caregivers, the nurturers, the ones who keep everyone else together. But what about their own emotional needs? Many women secretly wish for the emotional space to be vulnerable, to express fear, to cry without it being seen as weakness. They wish to be able to feel without judgment, to express their inner turmoil without feeling as though they are burdening others. Emotional independence doesn't mean shutting themselves off from others, but it means having the freedom to manage their emotions without feeling guilty or pressured. Another hidden desire is the need for intimacy on their terms. Now, intimacy doesn't just refer to the physical aspect of a relationship, though that too is often a desire women keep buried. What many women secretly long for is a deep emotional connection that transcends the surface level of their relationships. It's the yearning for a partner who truly understands them, who can listen not just to the words they speak, but also to the emotions they struggle to articulate. It's the need to be cherished, to feel as though they are irreplaceable in the eyes of someone who truly knows them, flaws and all. Intimacy is about being vulnerable, but it's also about safety. The desire to feel secure enough to show all parts of themselves without the fear of rejection or judgment. Women, by and large, are often taught to suppress their deepest needs in relationships, to put their partner's desires before their own, and to egg at work even when things aren't ideal. But at the core of every woman's heart is a deep longing to be truly understood, loved, not despite their flaws, but because of them. The desire for adventure is another secret yearning many women have, and it's a desire that transcends the mundane day-to-day routine. This craving for adventure is not necessarily about physical travel or extreme experiences, although that can certainly be part of it. Rather, it's the need for something exciting, something that breaks the monotony of life. Women often find themselves stuck in predictable routines, especially when balancing work and family life, and there's a quiet longing for a change of pace, for something new and invigorating. This desire doesn't always have to be grand or extravagant. Sometimes it's as simple as waking up one morning and deciding to take a different path to work, to try a new hobby, or to explore a new place with no plan in mind. It's the longing for a sense of discovery, a break from the ordinary. Adventure, in this sense, isn't about escaping life, but rather about bringing back a sense of spontaneity and excitement to a life that can sometimes feel like it's slipping into a predictable routine. These hidden desires reflect the complexity of a woman's heart. They are not just about what society tells them they should want, but about what they truly desire for themselves. And though many women may not openly admit these desires, they shape the decisions they make, the relationships they form, and the paths they choose in life. To understand these desires is to understand the unspoken truths that lie at the core of many women's hearts. It's about acknowledging the things they long for, even when they don't say them out loud. The truth is, there are desires women hold deep inside themselves that are shaped by experiences, emotions, and aspirations. Desires that reflect their dreams, fears, and deepest longings. These desires often remain unspoken because of societal pressures, the expectation to be strong, to always be the caretaker, and to always put others first. But beneath the surface, these hidden desires often drive decisions, sometimes leading to feelings of unfulfillment, other times to the pursuit of things that are not always visible to the outside world. One such desire, rarely spoken aloud, is the longing for recognition, not only as a partner or a mother, but as an individual. In a world where women are often defined by the roles they play, whether as a wife, mother, or daughter, there is a deep, quiet yearning to be seen for the person they truly are. Women are often expected to give so much of themselves to others that they sometimes forget to give to themselves. This hunger for recognition goes beyond external validation. It's about being recognized for their inner strengths, for their personal achievements, for the things that make them unique. It's the desire to be appreciated as an individual, not just for the roles they fulfill. This desire is often suppressed because society teaches women that their worth is tied to their ability to care for others. Women are conditioned to think that their value comes from the love and care they give, from the sacrifices they make, from the way they put everyone else's needs before their own. But in the quiet corners of their minds, many women desire to be seen, not just as someone's wife or mother, but as a woman who has her own passions, her own goals, her own dreams. They want to be valued for their own uniqueness,